Toddy, how are you feeling? Instant reaction, not even 20 minutes ago. 49ers lost. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Hotline went 4-0 this weekend.
Okay, yeah.
I can't really complain about it, even though got booty blasted on Monday Night Football, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is, man. I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out. Everything's all blur right now. I can't, really put into words what's going on.
I'm doing
Prime
great.
Time. The world
people didn't come to hear me. People didn't come to see me. You know who they came to see, Gary? They came to see the man. We have a surprise guest, ladies and gentlemen. Surprise guest, ladies and gentlemen. We have Wesley Reynolds on the show.
Oh, yeah, Wes talking smack today.
Vikings fan. So, Wes, thanks for coming on to the show, man. We appreciate it. I'm going to swing it to you first, Wesley. Vikings beat 49ers 22-17.
Right.
Oh my God!
First of all, Kev, thanks for having me on, man. That's all. That's how I wanted to say from the jump. You had me on. I think you believed in us from the jump, so I'm a rock with you, even though you didn't vote for us on the pod earlier this week. I'm a rock with you. I appreciate you having me on, Toddy, baby. It's been
turn your camera horizontal for me, bro.
Oh man, it's been
a weekend, man.
Yeah, it's
For those of you who don't know what Wesley is getting into, Toddy's also a USC fan, which we will get into later. Toddy's had a rough weekend.
No, man, but it was a fun game, man. I'm happy I got to catch the second half. That boy Addison was playing well. Couldn't guard him.
Mini Stephon.
Could not guard him. Came back from injury and started cooking.
Third receiver for the Vikings with 100 yards on prime time.
Only people know about Jay are USC fans and Viking fans. Those are the only people I know about him.
There you go. I respect that.
Uncle Manny is right. Vaughn looks like he needs a drink.
Man,
Toddy, he needs one. It's been a rough one. So, Toddy, I'm gonna bring it to you, man. What are your initial thoughts on this Vikings game?
So like initially when the Vikings first came out and Kirk throws the pick to Mooney Ward, I'm like, oh, we got him. we got him. It's early. Kirk's throwing picks. I'm like, oh, he knows. I was like, it's prime time, Kirk. This is what he's made for. This is what he does, right? And so, when we're already kind of like in field goal range, red zone-ish range, and then McCaffrey fumbles. I'm like, all right, that's not good. Like, this is like his third fumble. Like, he's been fumbling lately on some like weird shit. Like, he's fumbling the ball when we're supposed to score. Like, he'll fumble at the goal line.
Back-to-back games.
And then he'll fumble. Like, and in scoring position, he's fumbling the ball. I'm like, this is not helping our team. And then, so I'm like, all right, so they don't got, I was like, I know they got J.A. Like, J.A. is nice. And Hawkinson's out there. So I'm like, okay. Our D-line should be able to get to Kirk. Kirk is not really a guy that can move. And the Skims boy, who dropped his fucking Skims line right before the game starts. He does nothing, non-existent. D-line cannot touch Kirk Cousins. I don't know what it was today. The most immobile quarterback in like the entire NFL. Can't touch him. Like, can't get to him. Can't even like tap him on his shoulder. Nothing. We got Randy Gregory. We got, Jaevon Hargrave. We got Nick Bosa, the Skims boy. And he can't fucking touch him. And I'm just like, what is happening? We can't. And the, defense is, linebackers the run defense was very minimal and piss poor today. Like, Kirk Cousins, I'm pretty sure Wes can give us Kirk's final stat, but Kirk shredded us the entire game. On third down, he threw for like almost 200 yards on third down. He was 7 for 10 on third down. I couldn't believe what was going on. Like, I was just like, okay, we can't stop Kirk Cousins. Like, the Carolina Panthers did way better than us, and they are winless. Put up way more of a fight than we ever could have today. Our offense wasn't bad throughout, I would say, like the first half. Second half comes around, we're kind of like not really moving the ball. I mean, for God's sake, we only put up 17 points. So, I mean, we weren't really able to move the ball like we should have. Brock Purdy had the first interception was bad because it was miscommunication on him and Jaevon. Really didn't. I don't know if he didn't know the route or if he thought it was breaking out. Purdy throws the ball and it's an interception. On the last drive when we had a chance to score a touchdown, which I thought we were going to end up driving down the field and scoring. He throws an absolute horrid interception to the same guy. He throws to the same dude.
They're both kind of ugly, Vaughn, to be honest.
And it's just like,
that's called being a ball hawk, Vaughn.
And at the same time, it's like, okay, you got to give credit to the Vikings defense, but Jesus Christ, bro, what the fuck are you looking at, bro? Like, it's just like
you seen Shanahan after
it was
his head straight up in the air.
You could go to Moody missed the field goal. We lost by 5 anyway, so it wouldn't really have mattered. He drilled a 55-yarder, but he can't make a fucking 40-yard field goal. I mean, I don't know what it is. Defense looked fucking piss poor today. Couldn't stop Kirk Cousins. Couldn't stop T.J. Hawkinson. Couldn't stop a rookie. Jordan Addison, who had a great game. Kirk Cousins, he was the better quarterback. The Vikings were better. O'Connell had a better game plan. Steve Wilkes got fucking cooked on every single board that you could probably think of. It was just an abysmal performance. I don't really know what you really want me to say. We came off a bad loss against the Browns, against a backup quarterback, and, Kirk Cousins, primetime Kirk, I guess he showed up today. And yeah, the Niners pretty much just got smoked on all ends. I feel like the game was close, but like if you kind of watch the game, like the Niners are getting kicked up and down the field from offensive standpoint, defensive standpoint. It was just all the way bad. I mean, McCaffrey, he did what he could, but when you're fumbling in scoring positions, it's like when you're fumbling in the red zone, when you're throwing picks, when you're driving to score. And the Vikings did a really good job of keeping. They had possession for a very long time for most of the game. So like whenever the Vikings had the ball, they would like take off at least 7 minutes of the clock, and they would get point. They didn't punt until like the fourth quarter. It was that bad to where like they were generating scoring drives pretty much on every drive that they had, and they held the ball for a very long time. So kept less possession for Brock Purdy. Hats off to the Vikings. I think you guys are 3-4 now, 3-4.
Yep,
so
3-4.
I mean, if you're looking at that division, the Vikings feel like they still got a shot to maybe even have a chance at winning the division because the Lions just lost too. So Vikings think that they're on top of the world right now, and they don't have their best player who's supposed to be coming back from IR in a couple of weeks. So Vikings have everything. It's only up from them. They had a slow start, but now they're on a little win streak, and the Niners on a 2-game losing streak. It's a very humbling loss. Not the best team in football. I'd say they're probably 5th, 6th maybe, if I had to, go off of, top teams right now. It's definitely not the 49ers because you can't win like that, man. When you turn the ball over 3 times, it's hard to beat anybody, especially when Kirk is on and you have 3 turnovers, not going to be able to beat him. And that's saying a lot because Kirk is fucking god awful in primetime. We just lost to him on Monday Night Football. So
we got a question for you in the comments, Toddy. Our man Cass. Man, what the fuck was going on tonight? Is Brock him, Toddy?
I mean, I'm not ready to say that he's
back games.
It's bad, man. It's not looking good right now. I'm not, gonna jump to conclusions, but Brock Purdy is not playing well at all. It's not good. When he's turning the ball over in key points, to lose the game, like I can't deal with that. When you're like trying to win the game and your quarterback turning the ball over, it's not good. And I'm getting talked like it's Steelers fans talking shit to me. Like, what's going on?
We winning, bro. We have back-to-back wins, man.
I don't like. It's just the world is upside down. Is all I have to say. I don't know. It's fucking piss poor.
All right, Wes, what you got to say?
Last thing. This win today actually with Jordan Addison, his big game today helped me beat Shaun in fantasy. So I was hoping to say that to him today, but I'm sure he'll see this. So thank you, Shaun. Good. GG's.
Jeez. Thank you for joining us, Wesley. We appreciate you, man.
All right, then, Wes. Have a good one,
man. Love listening to y'all, man. Y'all have a good pod. I'm gonna listen to the USC. Hopefully, y'all talk about that.
Oh, we will.
Hey,
we'll see you in the comments.
I want to hear about that. I'm here. Yep.
All right, brother. You have a good one. All right, Gary. So I'm gonna bring it to you next. What were your initial thoughts after seeing the Vikings defeat the 49ers 22-17?
Man, I was joking around with all the Niner fans. Like, it should be an easy one, right? It should be an easy one. Everyone was very confident. And to be honest, as you see my pick, I picked the Niners, like I mentioned when the pod first started. And to be honest with you, they came out lackadaisical in the sense where, like, Christian McCaffrey's been playing great this season, and as Vaughn mentioned in his opening statement, that he came last game too, had a fumble, and it was on a good drive. Same thing in this situation, on a good drive towards the red zone, and that leaves a bad taste in your mouth as you're a Niner fan because it's not starting off on a great foot right now. And to be honest with you, it's a shocking. I'm really shocked they got this L. To be honest with you, Kev, because I'm pretty sure everyone and their moms bet tonight that the Niners probably win. But I've been hearing all these chats, Brock Purdy 30, he's going to score 30 off of a loss. I really thought they were going to come and win off for a loss, but you can never estimate a couple things. You can't underestimate Monday Night Football. You can't, that solo stage. You can't underestimate playing at home in the Vikings, and also I wrote down here, don't forget, I think Kirk's on his last year deal, I think, Kev. So at the end of the day, he's going to have to play great, and he played great tonight. 378 yards, 35 for 45 attempts. He had one interception that was pretty ugly, to be honest with you, but he had 2 TDs, and he was really had a. Kirk usually tends to fall down at these moments. And I really thought this was made for you guys, man. I was like, all right, they had no timeouts, but 1:14 left. They missed the field goal. Obviously, Kirk can't get them closer. Obviously, they just missed the field goal. It just sounds like Vikings things happening. This is a chance right here, Purdy. I think the first throw he missed. He had a second good throw, but you know what? You got to give, like Vaughn said, hats off to this defense. Vikings were all over everything. And like Kyle Shanahan mentioned, I was watching the Manning cast. I like watching that, to be honest with you. And then, they mentioned Shanahan mentioned that this would have been a great Debo game because, he's a dual threat. And you can't ask no one else, like we mentioned before. You can't ask. And I know there has been rumblings in Niner Nation. I'm pretty sure he mentioned it too as well, how Ayuk might be the number one guy. Well, Ayuk ain't the number one guy. It's just clear as fact as day because this guy Debo is special because you can use him in the running game and you can use him obviously in the receiving game as he is paid as such as he got to deal with the Niners. So you can see he was hurting tonight and the Niners needed him. To be honest, you just looked kind of weird, man. Like you got to blame that last one on Brock. Clearly, Peyton Manning called it. He forced it, and they even called it right before he said, "This is what you can't do. You can't force it if they're playing zone." You got to wait it out. You know what I'm saying? That's what got Peyton Manning basically said, rookie got caught quick. Rookie got caught, and he's going to need a couple of these because he hasn't been in these situations. We were asking for this, and we asked for this from Jalen Hurts. I was asking this before this year, and Jalen Hurts delivered in multiple times in multiple situations. Now proving that you can win in different ways. You can win when you're down. You can win on a comeback. You can win in a 2-minute drill. Because no matter what, talent is great and all, but we all have seen the great quarterbacks from Tom Brady to Patrick Mahomes, the 2-minute drill when your team needs it. No matter you played bad that game, poor, great that game, however you play that game, the 2-minute drill matters the most. And you got to give credit where credit's due. Vikings defense stopped this, and Niners couldn't get in position. They needed a touchdown. They even got lucked up with the field goal. They didn't even have to even hit the field goal. I was like, oh, this is the one key thing I think that we're missing here too. Playing at home, like I mentioned, man, that crowd, I think they're mentioning they be pumping the noise or whatever, but they made him use a timeout in the opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, a couple of delayed games too.
And that cost them right there. That timeout would have been crucial towards the end. So, just a couple mishaps for the Niners. Obviously, like Vaughn mentioned, the Niners are still a good team. But today we got to stomp on y'all for being losing, just like I get stomped on for my Steelers losing. So we're going to stomp on you guys for losing today. But overall, you guys are still a good team. You guys are still a good team. But back-to-back losses is not a good thing. What'd you say, Vaughn?
Are the Steelers 5-2?
Oh, we're 4-3, yeah. We're 4-2. We
had a bye.
Okay.
So, Gary, before we move on, Uncle Manny got a question for you. Is Jimmy G better than Purdy?
Let's not do this.
Oh, nah. We seen what Jimmy G's doing in Raider Lane. I think he's not even playing right. He's injured again. So he would have been deep shit. Brock Purdy would have been there. If he was still there, Brock Purdy still would have been getting the sets. Brock Purdy has proven way more, I think, already than Jimmy G is already in a Niner uniform, to be honest. You could just the wins, they both were winning in a Niner uniform, but you could tell I feel like Brock Purdy, he's going through his growing pains that Jimmy G could never go through because he wasn't as good to get to that level. I feel like that's why I feel like Brock Purdy has shown that he's a little bit better than Jimmy G. That's why he beat him out for the job twice at this point.
Kaz agrees with you.
I give it to him.
He says Purdy might be a little bit fraudulent, but there's no way he's better than Jimmy G.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, we sat here on this very podcast.
Okay.
And I told Gary, I see it.
He did. He bombed
this
O-line
is fucking fraudulent. This O-line has not played a good front. We saw last night with the Browns. Purdy saw none but white jerseys. We saw it tonight. Purdy saw nothing but purple jerseys in his face. This O-line without Trent Williams looks horrendous. So you guys are going to have to find a way to get healthy quick. The one thing that I would say that was a positive from this game is that CMC played every offensive snap. I know there was a lot of
got sacked one time tonight, by the way.
There's a lot of pressures.
Yeah, but
it would have been a fumble if his knee didn't touch the ground. I'm saying there was a lot of times he had to get rid of the ball.
For Trent Williams not playing, the O-line actually played solid. It's just Purdy made some horrendous ass throws tonight.
So it's Purdy's fault that Daniel Hunter just blew through the hole. He was supposed to block him. He didn't pick up the gap.
We only got sacked once. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Stats over politics.
There was a couple one time. Pressures are a stat, Toddy. Quarterback hits are a stat. Just because they're not sacks don't mean Purdy wasn't getting his white jersey dirty.
We got sacked.
But moving on, this like Garry mentioned, this arena was rocking from the very jump. There were the delay of games. This team had the Niners number all night, and it came up from the jump. And I think this game really came down to before half when we saw Addison just steal the ball from Ward, was it?
That was a fucking crazy play.
From Ward. So I think that's really where the game changed. That was a huge momentum shift. You can see in the back of the replay a Niners teammate jumping up and down thinking they got the pick. And next thing you know, Jordan Addison's running down the sideline. So before we move on, Todd, are there any closing thoughts on this tragic Monday night for you?
Got the Bengals next week, so it gets better, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, Purdy threw for 272. So, I mean, the stats aren't terrible. It was just the 2 picks, bro. Like, he had he had 2 really bad throws tonight. I think, and those really bad throws,
that's being honest,
like those really bad throws decided the game. Had two chances to win the game, and he threw picks on both drives. So we can't have that. And by the way, the Niners need to call Robbie Gould. I get Jake Moody drilled a 54-yarder, but like if you're gonna miss a field goal a game, like the shit's gonna start to add up, and I'm just gonna be like, I can't fucking deal with that. So
it's just like the Cowboys kicker last year. But Garry, you said you had to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I was just saying, just one from the Vikings angle, real quick for West, man. Jordan Addison, and when Justin Jefferson comes back,
Addison's a mini Stephon. People are gonna start to realize like he's
also. Oh, if he gets Stephon, then he might want his own team because remember he was here too, and then he went to go get his own team. So I don't know, but I just wanted to say to that, and yeah, let's see who gets to be the quarterback because Kirk's trying to keep his career alive. Man, give me another contract.
Man, they waived it. Kirk said he's not waiving. There's no trade clause. Man, they think they have enough in that building to win. We hear all the news all week saying, "Are the Vikings going to be shoppers?" Last week we got a factor cap saying, "Is it time for the Vikings to give up on Kirk Cousins?" And like my man Toddy says, life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast. Last week, he was like, ship him off. Caleb Williams this, Caleb Williams that. And yeah, now we're here. So like I said, life comes at you fast, ladies and gentlemen. So moving on to the next game, as everybody knows, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Dolphins 31-17. So if you guys don't mind, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and take this one first. So on the Dolphins perspective, missing 3 O-linemen, number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. Their past 5 games rushing 162 yards, 3 touchdowns, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, 142